How's it going, everybody? This is DeanoGTO, and today we're looking at the Frontline game mode in World of Tanks. And this is actually a mode I've had quite a lot of fun in, and I honestly think it's a mode that I would probably play more often than not if they were to make it a permanent thing. However, I think this mode only works if you make it all the one tier. I don't see this mode working with like a two-tier matchmaking spread. It might work if it was a one-tier matchmaking spread, but I really think it would have to be limited in the amount of tanks you could actually bring. Now, the actual number of respawns is limited to I think about 4 or 5 per game. Or actually, no, it might be 5 or 6, 5 or 6 total. But like the last respawn you're going to get, you're only going to get like 10 seconds of that tank or something like that. So it's kind of limited in regards to like the amount of respawns you can actually have. But you have the choice of any of the tier 8 vehicles that you have that have crews in them. Now, I'm just going to put this out by the way. I recently bought the OHO. Pretty proud to have this thing finally. And the OHO is actually a lot of fun to play. Like this thing here, let's just say it lives up to my expectations. This derp gun's pretty hilarious. Like after being trolled like hell by these things for so long, this gun's fucking hilarious to use. It really is. I've hated these things for so long, but to actually have one, it's uh it's nice. If I'm honest, it is. So gonna start off with the Lova because the Lova is my jack of all trades pretty much. If it's an attacking role, it can do the attacking role. If it's defending role, it can do the defending role. So yeah, it pretty much covers all the bases in that regard. So what I'm going to do, depending on which one I spawn at, is my personal preference for defending is the C cap. The C cap I think is probably the easiest one to defend, and honestly, I think it gets more difficult to hold the further back you get, because D, E, and F, or at least D and E, they're really well shielded from fire from behind, like from like where you would be defending from. So if you're defending like in this area here, you can't shoot into the cap circle in order to reset, in order to kill the tanks that are in the cap circle. It means you have to expose yourself by going around in order to get shots into them, or going through in some cases. It's the same with the E cap circle. Like there's some buildings in this one here which make it very difficult to reset. The F1 I haven't seen too often because I don't really like using the F1. And yes, I got the C cap. Okay, so the first 3 caps I would honestly say are probably the easiest ones to hold. And if you can kill as much of the game as possible by holding on to these cap circles at the start, it puts you in a much better place to win. Because holding D, E, and F seems to be much more difficult than holding A, B, and C. So what I usually try and do is I usually pick a location on like the C area or B area or the A area, and I pretty much just hold that zone as well as I possibly can. Although the one thing is if the zone next to you, if you're in the B cap, it's either zone either side, or if you're on the C cap or the A cap, it's basically the B cap. If any of those ones fall, then it basically means that the enemy vehicles can come around behind you, and makes it more difficult for you to hold on. However, it is still possible. I have held on for I think about 5 or so minutes on this cap circle before, and it's, well, maybe not 5 or so minutes, like 5 or so minutes in one tank. I mean, like I've had multiple tanks respawn in this area, and I was a wee bit slow reloading there. It's annoying. But I've been able to hold this cap circle for the majority of the time that the game has been going on. Like I've probably held it for about 70% of the game's length. Then we lost it, but because we'd held it for so long, it meant the enemy team didn't have enough time to actually like destroy the zones at the end. So it's pretty important in that regard to like make sure you make as much use out of these zones as possible. Now that T-54 for our T-54 Mod 1 has taken a decent amount of damage, so I'm actually going to fall back, and I've just noticed that these guys here are here, and M40, M43 is targeting this guy apparently. Did that guy just fall off the bridge? Or did he just drive down? What happened to him? Oh, it looks like he actually like dropped down. I was really confused there for a second. I was like, what happened to him? He's definitely going to reload me, 100%. I hope the artillery tries to get some shots into this guy. I don't know how I'm paying him, but I'll take it. I really don't think I should be paying him, but yeah, that's the last hit I'm going to take from him because I really don't think I can afford to take any more. Artillery, if the artillery can finish him off, that would be absolutely amazing. Let me see. Track him in place. I'm going to fall back actually because I've just realized I'm going to be stopping people from that. I won't be stopping people that are behind me if I try and stay up there. Like that Progito, I think it's his main mistake by like exposing himself at that kind of angle. And also, I would really like to put my driver back in sooner rather than later and sweep the M40 managed to nail the T20 prototype. That's awesome. That's actually something people forget about quite often in this mode. People forget there's actually artillery in this mode because artillery is incredibly rare and it's not too often you actually have to deal with it in this mode, if I'm honest. More often than not, there's no artillery. At least there's no artillery on your flank for the most part. I got really lucky there because I was just able to put a bunch of shots in this guy. I think I may have actually broken his engine. Yes, I got to kill off a T26E5 at the very start of the game. That's awesome. And there's also always the douchebags who are saying GG at the very start, which I can kind of get it in this circumstance because nobody's resetting the cap. But this early on in the game, there's no need for that. And I really do think this is probably like the most important cap to hold, so I am going to move forward here and I am going to try and hold these guys back the best I can. I am probably going to sacrifice the Lova in this regard, or like for this purpose, just to make sure this cap circle does not fall too early on in the game, because if this cap circle falls early on, it makes it much more difficult in the late game to actually hold out. Let's finish that guy off. Okay, that has stopped the capping. I may actually fall back here and try to get my tank repaired. I think that might be a good idea here, given the circumstances, because I'm on 300 health. And the Lova is not the slowest tank in the world, but it's not the fastest tank in the world, so I think I can actually get away with it in this circumstance, because it's actually relatively close to where I'm at the moment. We've actually got like a 1 tank advantage at the moment in terms of the amount of tanks we have. And there's a bunch of tanks on my team at the moment which are falling back in order to basically repair a bit. These repair points are absolutely amazing in this. Like, it allows you to save your respawns, it allows you to replenish, I think it replenishes your ammo, it replenishes pretty much everything except your consumable, your like reserve, pretty much. The one problem is, I'm playing this in a dark room and I find it very difficult to actually find the reserve button sometimes. Let me see, so let's go for some shots onto this T26E5. Probably going to have to try and help these guys out over here, because, well, there's a lot of tanks over there at the moment. As you can see, my thing is doing some damage to that T26E5. He is taking a lot of damage. He is taking a lot of damage. Holy crap! I think that pretty much wrecked that guy. So that's good to see. Now, let me see who's over here. Because I think the C cap, for the most part, we're doing pretty well. Let's just see how well everybody's doing overall. A few people have already made it to Lieutenant. I'm on the verge of going Lieutenant. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the ranking system. It basically adjusts itself based on how much damage you've done over the course of the battle. And just how well you're doing, pretty much. That's pretty much how it works. Something I'm actually just looking at there now is this road here is... There's nothing really stopping the enemy team from just coming around behind us. That's kind of weird. You never see people use this road. I can see why people wouldn't use this road from this direction, because it seems kind of stupid. And honestly, I'm just doing it as just like a trial at this point. But yeah, the enemy team could 100% should come up behind all of us and just wreck us. Wow, why don't they do that? Honestly, I think we're doing too well at this point. I think we may need to let them take a point just so we can actually have some decent games out of this. Oh yeah, there's B lost. That's nice. Okay, so that means that the game will actually last sometime at least. Right, it doesn't look like you can go as far around as I expected with this road, but I'm actually going to look for some shots onto these guys over here. Trying to hold them back a little bit. There's a chariot here. Finish that guy. Get Lieutenant. I actually don't know. Can they... Yeah, it looks like they might be able... Yeah, he has to go through the area I'm not allowed to go through to do that. And I can just kind of sit here behind this rock and nobody can shoot me from the left. Or from, not from the left, from the right. Had brain fart there because I was looking at the map. And there's a T-44 FL. If I kill this guy in front of me, then I would focus on the T-44, but I think T-44 is going to realize I'm behind. No, he's not. He's just going to keep going. Apparently he doesn't care that I'm behind him. Huh. If you wonder why I'm not putting my engine back in, it's purely because I'm just experimenting with how long I can actually survive here. If I can survive a really solid amount of time, then this may actually be a good strategy. Is that Tiger 2 even paying attention? Doesn't look like it. He's just kind of looking in the general direction with his turret just like locked in place, it looks like. This T-32 is fully aware that I'm here. Can't really do much about it, but yeah, he knows I'm here at least. But yeah, we're just wrecking them when it comes to the sea point. The sea point is just completely secure at this point. Like they're not going to take this zone unless we allow them to. Which I actually think I actually have tempted to ask my teammate just let them have this zone, just in order to like extend the game a little bit. And oh, they're dropping artillery strikes and shit on me now. That hurt. And I'm getting trolled by my gun again. Great. Probably will wind up having to call in something on top of this guy just in order to finish him off. Nope, I'm not going to get the kill on that guy. That's annoying. That is genuinely annoying, if I'm honest. I might start falling back soon and just trying to like get some shots into those guys who are trying to push forward into the E area. Go put my engine back in finally. Probably could have done that ages ago and like had my repair kit ready to use again at this point, but screw it. Let's just head on back down here. Red Panther 2 and stuff haven't been spotted. You know what? I nearly drove off the cliff there. I was not paying attention. I almost drove off the cliff. There's the enemy FV. That was horrendous at lead. So I should make it Lieutenant sometime soon. It's just literally just me getting this shot off into this guy here, which I think... Nope, I need one more shot. Will I get the last shot? No, I will not. Okay, so let's look for some areas where I can call this in. There is no friendly fire, which is useful to know. So I'm actually going to call this in on top of this guy, even though I will not be able to see the outcome of that. But I should hopefully get some like notification on my screen telling me that I've done some damage to that guy. Is the hope. I don't see any like damage numbers or anything coming up. That's a little disappointing. It looks like I may have missed. That sucks. Jeez, I thought I'd driven into the wire there. I kind of crapped myself there for a second because I yet again lost my attention span. That was close. That was way closer than I'm comfortable with, if I'm honest. Let's take a look here. So we're basically coming up behind the enemy team now at this point, because if you don't know, in the original like minute of the zone being captured, you have to fall back out of that zone, otherwise you get nuked by the not by the artillery. Otherwise you get nuked by the aircraft strikes. Like they're dive bombers that come and drop bombs on you in order to basically discourage you from staying in the zone. And they will, as far as I'm aware, they will always one-shot you pretty much. Now, after that initial like aircraft raid, they never come back. It's literally just a one-time thing. It's not as if they can like trigger it to happen again. It's literally just like the one they're able to like get you to fall back the once. They get a bunch of damage into you while you're falling back. And after that, they're pretty much, well, you can just go back into the zone whenever you want, pretty much. Hopefully, shit, the FB didn't manage to kill off that guy. I took a hit from that guy, which was a bit stupid. Oh, never mind, he's dead. Sweet. 158 minutes over there. There's also this Yak Panther 2. The Yak Panther 2 is honestly my bigger concern because he's a much bigger gun. Don't fall back a little bit and try and get some shit. Nope, never mind. He's going to die pretty soon. And notice how we're still holding on to C, and no one's paying attention to it. Like, I think, honestly, we probably have like 4 tanks over there. Everybody else is just like farming damage when everybody else is over here. It's kind of weird because you kind of want the game to last a decent amount of time because you need it to like get the ranks and stuff. But it's also kind of tempting to just kind of like win the game outright near the very start. Does he not nose time here? Doesn't look like he's nose time here. Yep, so I'm just chasing the Panzer 58 minutes in a Lova now. He's still not paying attention to me. I think it is Gunner must be dead or something. Like, there's no excuse for this at this point. Wow. Oh, really? I pulled the trigger and all too there. He just did 1,000 damage to himself ramming the Lova. Oh, that's awesome. Like, yeah, the love is awesome. It really, really is. Right, so, next one, FV. So I think I'm going to respawn here. Let's see, how much time is there actually left? Annoyingly, my recording and mic recording thing perfectly covers the timer for how long it is actually left in the battle. So I have no fucking clue at the moment. So I'm actually going to spawn. I'm going to spawn here. I'm going to try and move down and around if I can. I don't think I'm going to have time to fully get down and around, but I'm going to try to. Oh, never mind, somebody reset. Somebody killed the guy in the cap circle. The enemy team cannot get a break when it comes to this point. They just can't. Oh god, oh my god, they cannot capture this point, even though they've got like a 4-tank advantage. Oh, this is amazing. I love this. This is just like, yep, you're not taking the C point. The C point is ours, motherfuckers. Let's try and get some damage into this guy here before he kills the LTTB. Wow, he's still alive. T-54 first prototypes are pretty damn tanky though, so it's kind of expected that they're able to survive so much firepower. Okay, come on, don't get tracked again, don't get tracked again, don't get tracked again. I need to fall back. Oh my god, why am I stunned? Yeah, I want to repair my tank because I've lost half my health. I don't really feel like that's a good scenario to be in. There's a Scorpion G over there. Gonna ignore him initially. It looks like he may actually be crossing over prematurely into our zone, which I think he may actually end up getting shot by some of our artillery. Like the artillery barrage. Like, if you don't know, if you move forward too early, then what happens is you basically get like a notification that you have moved forward too early, and it looks like you're going to get shot by like the artillery guns that you get shot by if you're like crossing over into like a zone you're not supposed to be in, if that makes sense. Like, you get shot by artillery whenever you're like at the bottom of the zone here and you're crossing to like the enemy spawn point. What the hell? Ah shit. There's too many of them and they're way too quick. Balls. I got the major, but well, there's a lot of tanks here. I'm gonna focus on you because you're a light tank. Can I push you into the water? Nope, denied. Well, if he like drowned in the water, that'd be amazing. I almost drowned myself in that water. I really should have called in my thing, but I didn't get a chance to because I was distracted. But yeah, got some extra ramming damage on that T-44 FL, and the game's actually about to end. There's only like a minute left. Right, so let's go for the T-44 100 now. I really don't like this like timer. You have to wait through every single time you die. It's really annoying. I get impatient as hell when it comes to shit like this. Like this game mode honestly reminds me. I feel like it might be just like inspired by the rush mode in Battlefield. I don't think anybody's going to make it to the top rank in this mode or in this game. Like nobody's going to make it to the general rank just purely because the game's not going to last long enough. Like they have 30 seconds to capture a base. I don't think they're going to manage to do that. I don't think they're anywhere near capturing one of the bases. Like the E point, there's no way in hell capturing that one. Comes to the D point going by the last locations, they have no chance in capturing that one either. So let me see. And this is like the one mode in the game where actually having good radio is actually useful. It's literally like the only game mode that I've come across where the radio is actually useful. So I did 9,000 damage and got like 2,500 assistance. Nobody got the general rank, which kind of sucks. Like, if they had managed to capture one more point, I feel like I may have had a good shot of getting the general rank. But, well, not really much you can do about it in that circumstance. Got 900 points, which gets me up to the next rank, which is awesome. And it gets me up like halfway up to the next rank. Cool. Right, so let's just see how much credits we made in that game. So I actually got top of the team. That's the first time I managed that. That's awesome. And what was the medal I got? I got the Supreme Gun one, which basically means you did the highest overall damage in the game. Just your curiosity, let's just take a look. I actually have managed to get the Supreme Gun thing just with assistance damage. Well, almost entirely with assistance damage. There was a game I had in the 1982 where I had like 8,500 or 9,000 assistance damage, and only like 3,500 damage done myself. It was like T92 was the only tank I used in that entire playthrough because I was just doing really, really well in T92. I kept repairing my tank every single time I got a chance, and it just went really, really well. It was awesome. But yeah, here you can see just how profitable this mode can be if you're only playing premium tanks. That's 222,000 credits for a 18-minute match. Honestly, I think it would probably take me over an hour. No, probably not over an hour. It would probably take me over at least half an hour. Half an hour to 45 minutes are not there just in random battles because first off, in random battles, you're going to be meeting tier 10s all the time. And secondly, in random battles, like it's very easy to get left behind if you're driving a slow vehicle. And if you get left behind, or if you get unlucky and get ammo racked or something like that, there's no respawn. That's just your game over. But in this mode here, if you get unlucky, you get ammo racked. I've seen one person get ammo racked so far, and because it was the very start of the game, they still had like the first respawn, which meant they just came back into the game in like 30 seconds. Like, I really think this is probably the best mode in World of Tanks at the moment. I actually genuinely have a lot of fun playing this mode. And if you're wondering what reserves, I think they call combat reserves I've gone for recon flight, artillery strike, and engineering. Engineering mainly for when I'm playing the T82 because that just gives you a massive boost to your like capture speed, stuff like that. And the next thing I'm going to go for is probably going to be either airstrike or smokescreen. I'm probably going to try out airstrike first because like this targets a 50 by 30 meter range. This does like a 10-meter range. So this one here definitely covers a large area. It won't do as much damage. However, it will have a stun to it, which will essentially stop the enemy tanks from being ultra effective for a little while. So I definitely think that's going to be like the next one I go for. I'm going to max it out the next time I get. By the time I get to level 20, I'm going to max it out pretty much. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think of this mode in the comment section below. Personally, I think it's probably the best mode in the game at the moment, and I really do think that everybody should try this mode out a bit at least, because I think the T44 Frontline and the T32 Frontline, I think these two vehicles both count as premium vehicles for this mode, because it even says on the system here, premium vehicle benefits, and it lists more credits for each battle as part of like perks for them. So I really do think that these things probably act as premium vehicles. I haven't actually tried them out myself, but I feel like they probably do. So yeah, as I said earlier, let me know what you guys think of this mode in the comment section below, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.